In a quiet little town called Elm Creek, life was peaceful and simple. Everyone knew everyone by name. The streets were clean, and every Sunday morning, the old church bell echoed through the valley. But one night something happened that shattered that peace forever. The church bell, which had rung every week for more than 50 years, suddenly stopped ringing. At first, people thought it was just an old mechanical fault, but the next morning, when the church caretaker, Mr. Howard, climbed up to check the bell tower, he saw something that froze his blood. At the bottom of the narrow wooden stairs lay the body of a young woman. She was barely 22 years old. Her name was Amy Redson. Amy was the only daughter of the town's priest, kind-hearted, cheerful, and loved by all. The police arrived quickly. Next to the body lay an old handkerchief, embroidered with the single letter H. At first glance, it looked like suicide, but small details didn't add up. Dirt under her fingernails, traces of rust on her dress, as if someone had dragged her upward by force. When Amy's friends were questioned, they said she'd seemed upset lately. She had refused to meet someone named Harry a week earlier. When the police asked the priest, he looked startled and said, "Harry? You mean the boy who used to ring the bell? He left this town 3 years ago." Harry Collins, the bellboy of Elm Creek. He used to ring that same church bell every Sunday morning, until he suddenly quit and disappeared one day. The investigators reopened the church records. They found Harry's full name and address. He was now living 20 miles away in Gordon City. Detective Daniel Gregg immediately drove there and arrested him. Harry protested. "I didn't do anything. I left that town years ago." But in his small apartment, police found a leather bag, and inside it was a handkerchief, identical to the one found at the crime scene, with the same embroidered H. Harry was put on trial for Amy's murder. The whole town turned against him. The priest told the court, "He loved my daughter, but I refused their relationship, and he took revenge." Harry swore he was innocent, but all the evidence pointed in his direction. Finally, the court sentenced him to life imprisonment. The people of Elm Creek sighed in relief. But the story was far from over. 5 years later, something strange happened. The old church bell began ringing again, even though the tower had been sealed since Amy's death. When the new caretaker went up to investigate, he found words written on the wall in dried blood. "I am back." Panic spread through the town once more. The priest fell ill, and within a few weeks he was dead. The police suspected it was a prank, but when they dug behind the churchyard, they discovered something that changed everything. A skeleton, and it was Harry Collins's body, which meant Harry had been dead for 5 years. The truth finally surfaced. The real murderer was the priest himself. He had killed his own daughter because she wanted to marry Harry. Then he planted evidence to frame the boy. After the priest's death, his old diary was found. In it he had written, "I stopped ringing the church bell, but the bell inside my conscience never stopped. The church bell remains silent to this day. But the townsfolk whisper that at midnight, it sometimes rings on its own. And when it does, Amy Redson's ghost is seen standing by the church door, quietly calling out a single name: Harry."